folks, welcome to a look around the leagues. I am Parkera as always, and we will kick off, as we said, with the Premiership. Very quick here, we're not going to go into too much detail because we did cover a little bit last time. So as you can see, Celtic champions again, ever since the beginning of the game, really. Look at that domination. Someone needs to break it, and hopefully it's going to be us. We came a fair way back second, closely followed by Hibs, Rangers, Aberdeen, and St Mirren. Aberdeen losing their European spot because of St Mirren, and you'll see why. Relegation, Dundee survived just on the penalties, and Hamilton relegated. So I'll just show you the penalty relegation battle there. So it was 3-3 aggregate. So yeah, Dundee managed to scrape through on the penalties there. We look at League One, or sorry, not League One, the Championships. We can see the Premiership final already. I'm not going to go too much detail unless you want me to. So champions with Dunfermline, they will come up, 10-point lead there. So it'll be interesting to see how they go. Relegated was Morton and Forfars. Obviously, Morton losing their playoff against whoever and whatever. In League One, we can see Brechin won champions by 1 point. Falkirk promoted as second place. Relegated was Annan and Peterhead there as well. So, yep. It's good to see Brechin on the roof, and we're going to go down to League 2 now here, and we are hoping now in league table to see Montrose champions going up, and Elgin City winning a playoff there going up as well. Our affiliate clubs, Stenham-Mercer finished 5th, and East Kilbride 9th. I might look at severing this East Kilbride thing, and I'm also probably going to look at another affiliate a bit higher up in the league, so probably League 1 if I can, if not Championship. So that is it for the leagues in Scotland. If we go now to the other competitions, we can go straight to the Scottish Cup here eventually, and you'll see that St Mirren beat Chelsea on penalties, Celtic on penalties, after a 0-0 draw. So pretty happy chappy with that. In the semi-finals, well, we know our result. So the other one was obviously St Mirren beating Rangers 3-1. Bedford Cup, we can just look at the final here eventually, and we'll see that Hearts beat Celtic 2-0. So Celtic's domestic domination is only in the league at the moment. So they failed to retain their Scottish Cup, and of course the Bedford Cup won last 2 years by St Johnstone. Hearts coming away with a good 2-0 win there. Yes, that is right. Let's have a quick nosy-rosy at Scotland as a whole. World ranking is 50th. And we'll just have a look at their 50th. I don't know what that was looking for. And you can see here, okay, so their rankings history is pretty steady on 50th at the moment. Some top players and major clubs. Obviously, let's have a look at the major clubs in Scotland and see. Okay, so we're not too bad there. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're 10th. We're in the top 10. We're definitely going up there, and a reputation of 2.5 stars. Yeah, this needs to change. Our reputation's taken too long to go up now, but it is what it is. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to rival nations of England. We'll start here. England, you can see, are 7th in the league, in the world, sorry. And that's the squad. And we'll go to the Premiership now and have a nosy-rosy at their league. So Man United, yes, champions. Liverpool having won the last 3 years. Man United back on top where they belong. 4 points over Liverpool and Manchester City, who round off the Champions League spots. Tottenham as well. Euro Cup goes to Arsenal, Everton, and Chelsea. So no change there. I guess Everton, Everton always float around about 6th place. Any surprise teams that are in the league? Oh, Middlesbrough are back in, so are West Brom, Norwich, but relegated Aston Villa, Burnley, and Brighton. Burnley, come on, lads. Need to see you still up there. Now we go down to the Sky Bet Championship, and you can see the playoffs there. Sheffield United winning over Cardiff 3-0. And they joined second place Newcastle, who were promoted automatically, and champions Fulham getting up as well. Relegated QPR, Barnsley and Portsmouth going down. Nottingham Forest solid mid-table there with Blackburn as well and Leeds on 6. We scroll down now through to League One. Come on, taking a while. Derby going through. So Derby, they got relegated. They're going up as in promotion. So it's quite good to see the top 3 actually going up. They joined Birmingham, who came second, and champion Swindon, all going up to the Championship. Relegation goes to Chesterfield, Walsall, Shrewsbury, and Mansfield, respectively there. And let's have a look. Oh, well and truly, yeah, Aki's gone. Just real life. Luton there 5th, which is pretty good to see. If we look at the League 2, we can see Hereford beating Doncaster 2-1 there in the final. So going up as champions Northampton, Fleetwood, Cambridge, and Hereford all going up. With Salford, and Aki Stanley going down. No, that is not happening. They go down, and Bobby G's Rochdale, mate, you got lucky there. You're close, almost going down as well. And we're going to go down to the conference now as well, and we can see the playoffs there. Dagenham and Windred going up, joining Wrexham there as well. Hartlepool missing out on goal differential, equal on points from being crowned champions. Relegation is Billericay, Eastleigh, Blythe, and Maidstone. This will be the last season I will show the Vamarana League, because we are going to cut this league out. It's no longer relevant to us. FA Cup time now, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we are going to have a look at the English FA Cup. And we can see Man United doing the double, 3-2 win over the Gooners, Arsenal, after extra time, but we will take it in the semi-finals. Were Arsenal beating West Ham and United going through via beating Aston Villa. And then we have a look at the quarterfinals. We can see West Ham beating Sheffield Wednesday, United beating Liverpool, yes, Arsenal beating Wolves, and Villa extra time win over Man City. Did I say City? Yeah, okay, City. And we have a look at the Caribou Smoke Your Cup. There it is, Caribou Cup. Leicester beating Liverpool 2-2, penalties, 2-2 draw in the end of the game there. And semi-finals saw Leicester beat Watford 2-1, Chelsea losing to Liverpool after a 2-2 draw there, 4-2 on aggregate. Obviously, the quarterfinals, Chelsea beating Brighton, Leicester beating Hull, Liverpool, we'll let you have that, beating Man United, and Watford beating Middlesbrough. So that rounds off England. Pretty straightforward there, not too shabby, babby and everything else. So we have a look at the leagues in focus now. In focus, what we will do is we'll go and head across down to Spain. Quick. Okay, so we can see Barcelona crowned champions, Real Madrid, San Sebastian and Valencia rounding up the Euro spots, the European Champions League spots there. Atletico, Sevilla, and Spellis rounding off the Euro Cup spaces there. Relegated was Alves, Lugo, and Coruna. They all going down as well. So we'll go to here and we'll just have a quick nosy at Spain. They are ranked 8th in the world at the moment. It's not too bad, I guess. They've kind of dropped the last few years as well. And I think we do have a Spanish Cup here. Let's have a look. Spanish Cup. Let's have a nosy rosy and see who won the Spanish Cup. No, okay. We should be able to do the season summary and do it this way. Yep, Spanish Cup. Okay, so Barcelona beating Real Madrid 1-0 in the Spanish Cup final. And the semi-finals was Real Madrid beating Vallecano and Barcelona beating Seville, and that is that. So what we're going to do now is going to go to Germany. Germany ranks 6th in the world. Interesting there as well. And then we'll get to Bundesliga and we will find out how that all finished up. League table, FC Bayern Munich Winning the last couple now, winning that fairly comfortably there as champions. Dortmund, Bayer Leverkusen, and Hoffenheim rounding up the Champions League spots, with Leipzig and Schalke going through as well. And I would say Hertha Berlin goes through because of a cup win. I would most likely be pretty straightforward with that. Relegated in the play was Wolfsburg, but looks like they may still be in the playoffs. Dusseldorf and Bochum as well. We'll have a look for the German Cup now. I'm sure it's called the German of Cups. Yep, and I can have a look at that. And it looks like, and I did say it was, yep, Hertha Berlin beating Bayern 2-1 in the cup final there. Quite surprising there. And in the semi-finals, Hertha Berlin going through on penalties, beating Köln, and Bayern beating Bayer Leverkusen as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to screws. Yes, we are going to screws over, apparently that's what you call it now, to the Italy Peninsula. We're going to have a nosy-rosy at them. So Italy, 4th in the world at the moment. Not too shabby-babby. They're going, yeah, they've been consistently 4th for a few years at the moment. And Serie A now, we will have a look in. Champions was Milan, so they won their 3rd championship in a row. European Champions League spots went to Inter, Napoli, and Juventus, with Roma, Sassuolo, and Fiorentina rounding off the Euro spots. Torino, Frosinone, and Genoa being relegated. Let's have a look at the Italian Cup. See who went through there. Come on, load it up. And the Italian Cup was won by Milan 1-0 over Juventus. And the semi-finals was Milan beating Sassuolo and Inter losing to Juventus. So before we leave Europe, we're going to have a look at the European Cup now. European Champions League, European Champions Cup. So Chelsea beating Monaco 5-0 in the final. Wow, that is a real bollocking there. Absolutely took them to town. Semi-finals, we saw Chelsea beating Man United. Don't talk about that. 1-0 to go through. Obviously beating them 2-1 on aggregate. Monaco going through 5-0 over City. 5-1 on aggregate there in the Champions League. And let's have a look at the quarterfinals. We see Monaco beating Inter. City beating Bayern Munich, Chelsea beating Paris Saint-Germain, and Man United beating Barcelona. Now we're going to have a look at the Euro Cup, UEFA Cup. Real Madrid beating Köln 3-2 on the final. Semi-finals was Köln going through after extra time against Hertha. So all German affair, I think that's pretty much there. And Real Madrid beating Arsenal quite comfortably there. Actually, no, not quite comfortably. 3 all extra time in aggregate there too. So we are going to get on our jet plane. We are going to buckle up in the belts of seats. And we're going to have a look at where the heck is it? I cannot find it. The Hyundai A-League, just because I want to. And we look at the final series, straight into it. Okay, so the grand final winner was Western Sydney Wanderers, 1-1, going through on penalties over Sydney City. I don't know why this never shows the past winners. There we go. I've got to click on it. Yeah, so it's a defending champs. Sydney's dominated it there. I just don't know why it never shows them up here. We're going to have a look, and we just to see who made the semi-finals. You can see Sydney beating Melbourne Victory, Western Sydney beating Central Coast Mariners, and we go to the A-League quarters or elimination final. Phoenix made it to the elimination final. Really happy with that, losing to Central Coast Mariners, and Victory beating Newcastle. So we look at the table here. We can see, so the Western Sydney Wanderers doing the double there, really, winning the grand final and also the regular season, followed by Sydney. Phoenix finishing 3rd after, what a season that is for the Phoenix. Absolutely brilliant. So that's a real good result for the team. And while we're here, what we're going to do, we'll have a look at Australia, mate. We're just going to go have a copper. 20 seconds. So a good big increase from them, really boosting it up. as well. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good to see, really. I wonder if, in terms of New Zealand, we are just still 98th in the world. No real major changes because we've only played friendly, so I'm not going to update you on that. And we have come here to the New Zealand. So I've got a game, a couple of friendlies coming up in about 10 days, 8 days, against Peru and Scotland as well. So that's pretty good. But that is it. A look around the leagues, folks. We're not going to worry about my profile because there's not much to go on. We will touch that in the preview of the next season. Right, folks, I am Parkera. That is a look around the leagues. Thank you for joining me today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and comment down below. If you'd like me to have a look at the league, I'll be happy to have a look at it. It probably won't be in full detail because the league's loaded. What we pretty much just covered there. All right, folks. Kia kaha.